All right, well, let's get started with our first guest today and bring on Harvey Hernandez. Harvey, welcome to the show.
Hey, Michael, how are you? Happy Friday.
Thanks. Happy Friday to you, too. It's a great one. Happy Friday the 13th, we should say, right?
Absolutely. It's a
All right.
happy one so far.
Harvey, give us some background on you and your company and what you're doing with Airbnb.
Yeah, so we're real estate developers based in South Florida. And, about 18, 20 months ago, we came up with a very cool idea. And the idea was to create communities where we provide to our tenants, rental communities, that we provide to our tenants the ability to do home sharing so they can mitigate the cost of living today. And we took this idea to Airbnb at that time, and they loved the idea, and here we are, almost ready to open our first one in a few months.
Okay. This sounds really interesting. Is there anybody else working with Airbnb like this with you? Like what you're doing?
Not that we know.
Okay.
Not that we know. We're the first ones and only ones so far.
Okay. All right. What is your plan for operations? What is your plan for expansion? Walk us through those points.
Yeah, so what we do is we create a community where we provide great technology and services, right, to our tenants.
Are these high rises or are they
To
individual houses?
so so these are mostly they are high rises
Okay.
or rental communities that are very different depending on the market, right? So a market in say downtown Orlando might be different than downtown Nashville. So depending on where the market is, they're very market centric. So imagine a community where the renter, the annual tenant, can go rent from us, and then they can monetize the unit while they're not using it, all using Airbnb to do home sharing. And our services with the technology that we'll have as well, that they will make the whole experience very seamless. So we feel that because of that, we should be able to provide the ability to change, the life for many, many people out there, especially at times where rent continues to go up and not necessarily at the same page as income.
I can see this working in high rent districts like Manhattan, and obviously you're
Yeah.
starting off in what was it, Kissimmee, Florida? Is that it?
Yeah, so we our first community is opening in the Orlando area, in
Mm-hmm.
an area very close to the parks, in an area where home sharing happens
Mm-hmm.
very successfully, and this is the first of many.
Okay, describe the first project. I think it starts out with what, 324 unit building, right?
Yeah, 324 unit community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combination of one, two, and three bedrooms, great amenities, great technology, great services, and like I said, 5 minutes away from the tourist attractions in Orlando. In probably located in probably the best, one of the best zip codes as far as home sharing activity in the state of Florida.
How much time is allotted to renting? Is it is there a cap on it, or is it depending on how much time the owner of the property wants to rent?
Yeah, so our tenants at Niido, they can do two things. They can rent the whole unit, why? Whenever they're not using it,
Mm-hmm.
or they can rent that spare room or that even that spare sofa at times that they want to. So when they do an extra room or a sofa, there is no limit. When they would like to rent the whole unit, there will be an 180-day limitation per year.
Okay.
And the reason why we're doing that is in order to make sure that tenants are really using this to supplement their income and not necessarily running a business out of it.
All right, talk to me for plans for expansion. This is the first one is going to launch. You said soon. Give me a date when you think that's going to happen.
The first one will open in the first quarter next year, so in about 4 to 5 months. We'll be announcing that shortly.
Okay.
And then we'll have about 6 to 7 other communities opening up in 2018 in areas like Nashville, in areas like Washington, D.C., in areas like Texas. So the idea is to take it national.
Okay. All right. I can see this working on a very international basis too, because Airbnb
Absolutely.
it's an international company. How'd you come up with the idea?
So very interesting. We wanted to create something different, right? We knew that home sharing was happening, and was happening in a not necessarily embraced way. And we said, why is that? How about if we do something where we create a community where people can monetize that asset that they lease from us at times that they're not using it. Now more than ever that, the sharing economy is here to stay. So we dedicated a few months doing a lot of market study. We pitched the idea to Airbnb and they loved it.
Now, is there, because I know Airbnb's got an app, are you going to have your own app to go with this?
Yeah, so we have a Niido powered by Airbnb app.
Mm-hmm.
It's going live in the next few weeks. And it will be basically an app connected to Airbnb that it will provide everything our tenant will need to do home sharing. Calendar management, service requests, keyless entry. It will provide things like the ability to pay the rent through the app. It's very, very, very powerful. And to find out more about it, people can go to our website.
Which is?
LiveNiido.com. L-I-V-E, Niido, Niido.com.
Great. I'd really like to get on that list because my girlfriend loves to travel, and this would create a whole new environment for traveling for the different locations that you're going to put up. Because what you're doing is you're creating new residences. So when people come into it, it's not getting into an old house. This is getting into a new, state-of-the-art new building where they can go into resort locations. As I imagine that's what you're going to stick with on the zip codes, right?
Exactly. So it's great for guests, right? Mm-hmm. But also think about this. Think about a better way or a better excuse than, to go visit your relatives than getting paid to go on that vacation. So imagine you can go and visit your relatives at the same time that you're making money with that apartment that you're renting from us. So it's very, very interesting.
That is the marketing piece right there. Harvey, we've got to run, but thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you so much, Michael.
My pleasure. Harvey Hernandez, CEO and founder of Niido. LiveNiido.com. All right, coming up on the next guest on the show is going to be John Livesay with the successful pitch, the Pitch Whisperer, right after this break. You've been listening to CEO Money with Michael Yorba. We'll be right back after this commercial break. This segment brought to you by Tycon Partners.